Whoa now, whoa now, whoa now. Welcome back to the Black Alpha, your boy, Brother Kush. Now, this is not a boxing channel. I did receive a lot of subscribers on my boxing content. I appreciate you guys, but this is not a boxing channel, so I didn't want to talk about this before all of the boxing content creators had their chance to have their say. And I got a chance to hear what they were saying. Some defended Charlo'S performance, some criticized Charlo'S performance, and my take on it is a bit in between, right? You know what I'm saying? I think both sides are valid. I think for those that say, these dudes are not gladiators. Charlo went in there, he was outmatched, and he just survived, you know what I'm saying? I mean, he didn't let himself get knocked out, and kudos to him. I get that point of view. I get the other point of view that say he talked all this Lions only stuff, rah, 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 you know what I'm saying? All that rah, rah, all that capping. That's what capping used to mean when I was young, people. Capping was when you do all that talking, like capping off at the mouth, you know what I'm saying? That was capping, you know what I'm saying? Capping was not lying when I was coming. Y'all have changed the meaning of the word. When I was coming up, capping is all that loud talk. So, Charlo did all that high capping, you know what I'm saying? That's what we call it, high capping, right? He did all little high capping and stuff, you know what I'm saying? And went in there and folded, right? So I see both sides. But I have a different take on it altogether that I haven't heard any boxing content creator speak on, right? And I want to be the one to address this because, see, this is the difference between a person being an objective observer. And that's all I am. I'm an objective observer. I don't see these dudes as gladiators. Like some clown on my channel came in, arguing me down, trying to call these dudes warriors. In the world of the warrior, it is literally do or die. And the last I checked, combat sports are not do or die. So whereas a lot of these dudes do have a lot of strong character, right? They're courageous in some degrees, right? It's still understood to a lot of them that they are still participating in a sport. And to me, what you seen Charlo do on September 30th, he proved that he understood that that's just a sport. I want to talk about what really went wrong with Charlo from a more technical standpoint that no boxing content creator has said yet. I listened to quite a few of them. None of them spoke on this. So Brother Kush is going to take this to another level, and we're going to tie this into a life lesson to you brothers, you know what I'm saying? Because this is about men over here. So I'm going to get right into this here. First thing I did after I watched the Charlo fight, I went back and rewatched the Floyd and Canelo fight. Then I watched the Bivol and Canelo fight, right? Since those are the only two official losses Canelo got. The thing about Charlo that I seen though, and the thing I found most disappointing about it, is that he don't seem to understand that you have no effective defense or offense when you are in fear mode. I'm not talking about survival mode from the perspective of a boxer. Caleb Plant was in survival mode against Benavidez. Mikey Garcia was in survival mode against Errol Spence. We're not talking about survival mode. We've seen fights, what's his name? Chris Colbert, when he fought the other brother Garcia, was in survival mode against Garcia. Chris Colbert realized at a certain point he wasn't going to win that fight. He just stopped trying. But a lot of times when people are in survival mode, they are still in their wits because they are consciously in survival mode. This is not a fear reaction for them. This is a conscious thing. So they are still defensively responsible. They are offensively responsible here and there, right? They're still getting their shots off because they're getting their shots off as a form of survival. They're making sure that they counter when they need to, that they're hitting when they need to, as a form of survival. That's different. But when you are in fear mode, now this is my criticism of Charlo. When you are in fear mode, you have no effective defense or offense. If you go back and rewatch the fight, that shot that Canelo hit him with that put him down, put him on a knee, right? Canelo cocked back and Charlo was backing up. And Canelo didn't throw it at first. So he skipped like 1, 2, maybe 3 times and then threw it. No man should be skipping at you with a hand extended and a hand cocked. No, you are a professional fighter. Hit him. If he cocks back and don't throw the first time, he skips forward, you should be coming in. Because your game should have been to back up off that first punch, slip it, and then hit him. But Charlo wasn't trying to do that. He was just trying to get out. Now, when I went back and rewatched the Floyd fight, there was a sequence in it where Canelo did the same thing with Floyd. He had Floyd, he backed Floyd up to the rope, right? And same thing, he backed Floyd up to the rope like ifing, like ifing, you know what I'm saying, or fainting, what they call it, you know what I'm saying? He fainted, and the second time he fainted, Floyd hit him, bop! Then he tried to swing. Floyd dodged that punch, came back and hit him again, bop, bop! Then he tried to swing again. Floyd dodged that punch, came back again. Bop, bop. And then Floyd rolled out. In that sequence, Canelo managed to do the same thing, back Floyd on the rope, and got pieced up for it. Because Floyd was not in fear mode. Floyd was fighting. Floyd just understood that he was fighting a dude that outweighed him by 25 pounds on fight night. He understood that he was fighting a dude that was young. And Floyd, by his own account, said that he wasn't even at his best when he fought Canelo, that he was already over the hill. Which means when he fought Pacquiao, he wasn't at his best. You know, all these people talking about Conor McGregor looked good in the first round. Well, Floyd hadn't fought almost in two years when he fought McGregor after already admitting that he was over the hill. So you was talking about a diminished Floyd by the time he fought Canelo Alvarez. By Floyd's own account, he wasn't even at his best. So Floyd beat him up as much as a smaller man could beat up a bigger man. Beat him up, because Floyd was never in fear mode. Floyd was intelligently fighting back. Difference. He wasn't in survival mode. He wasn't in fear mode. He was intelligently fighting back. That's what Floyd was doing. Whereas what you seen with Charlo, was fear. Bivol was going back a lot in that fight. Canelo pressed him a lot in the fight. But Bivol was not running. He was intelligently fighting back. Now, somebody argued that Charlo actually fought Castaño the same way. A lot of times Castaño had him pinned on the ropes and had his back on the ropes. That's because Charlo does fight like that, right? He is not a real aggressive forward fighter, right? He does fight on the back foot a lot. So that part of his game, you know what I'm saying, didn't change. What changed, though, is when you watch the Castaño fight, he was actually throwing with Castaño. Castaño throw, he throw, bop, 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 bop. You know, he block, he catch and shoot and shoot back. He wasn't doing that with Canelo. He was just trying to run. He was in fear mode. And when you are in fear mode, you do not fight back. You don't have any effective offense. You don't have any effective defense. So for all you clowns talk about these dudes are warriors, these dudes are not warriors. Some of them do have a warrior type mentality, don't get me wrong. Some of them cats do go hard. I mean, Floyd showed that. When Shane Mosley hit Floyd and had Floyd all wobbly and buckled up, you know, had him all contorted and twisted and everything, you know what I'm saying? Floyd refused to go down out of pure arrogance. You know what I'm saying? Refused to go down. And not only did he not go down, he was talking crap to Shane. Telling Shane that you gotta kill me, MFer, if you wanna put me down. And he kept coming. But y'all don't give Floyd credit for that. Floyd kept his wits, because he was never in fear mode. He was intelligently getting through, getting rocked. So Floyd had his hands in high guard, hitting Shane to the stomach, taking his wind out. Because if he take his wind out, he can't throw the hard punches. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Floyd is masterful at what he did, bro. Masterful at boxing. Masterful. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, he had a different mentality to the way he approached fights. Not only did he not believe in his skills, he believed in his inside. Charlo proved that he don't believe in his inside or his skills, because he didn't rely on either at that moment. He folded under the pressure. He actually folded before he went in the ring. He folded under the pressure, and he got in there and basically went into fear mode. He never fought Canelo to get Canelo's respect. He never fought Canelo in a way to beat him, you know, to let him know, hey, bro, you in a fight. You know what I'm saying? You in a fight. That aside, my criticism of Charlo really is that he did all that high capping and get in there. And again, capping did not mean lying when I was coming up here. I'm an old dude. I'm using capping the way we originally used it. I'm not using how y'all youngsters use it. He was in there, he get all that high capping before he got in the fight. He get in the fight and he folded. He went into fear mode. And when you're in fear mode, you have no, you're not thinking, right? You're running. You're running for your life. You're not thinking about nothing. You're running for your life, literally. You know what I'm saying? And that's what Charlo was doing. He wasn't thinking about catching counters. He wasn't looking for openings. He wasn't doing anything, right? He was running. When he did throw a punch back, it was out of instinct. That's all, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he wasn't trying to really fight at almost any part of that fight outside of the first round. He was running. I could feel his punches on my arms. I could feel his punches on my body. He hits hard. I'm scared. That was his mentality. But Floyd was never scared. And Floyd said Canelo punch. Floyd said the dude could punch real hard. But Floyd was never scared. Because Floyd understood that, no, I'm going to just catch him in between. I'm going to look for opportunities. I'm going to catch him when he's slipping. I'm going to get him following me, keep his head on the line. I'm going to piece him up, then roll out. You know what I'm saying? And after I hit him a few times, I'm going to walk him down on the ropes, piece him up a few times, then I'm going to back off again. You know, Floyd did the ebb and flow. Floyd pushed him back, went in, count him off of that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Floyd beat him up. Man, y'all go watch that fight. He beat him up. He beat him up as much as a smaller man could beat up a bigger man. He beat him up. Because Floyd was never in fear mode. So when y'all want to start comparing these dudes to Floyd, stop it. Just stop it. Just stop it. And I ain't trying to hear no Crawford talk either, because Crawford has not gone into the ring against nobody that outweighed him by 25 pounds yet. When Crawford is doing that, then talk to me. Right? Other than that, let Crawford be great for Crawford. You know what I'm saying? Don't compare him to Floyd, because it's two different things. The competition levels are two different competition levels. You know, the people that they fought, the caliber of the people that they fought. Floyd got a whole list of Hall of Fame fighters on his resume. Crawford has none. Now, don't get me wrong, Hall of Fame ain't what it used to be. Getting in the Hall of Fame is not what it used to be. I'm sure some of the dudes that Crawford fought is going to end up in the Hall of Fame. They might not be first ballot Hall of Famers, but they're going to get in there eventually. You know what I'm saying? Some of them going to get in there. Probably after they date or something like that, but some of them going to get in there. But Floyd got a lot of living Hall of Famers on his resume. That's the caliber of people he fought and beat. So it's just different. But anyway, that was my take on the Charlo thing. To me, he went in fear mode. And once he went into fear mode, he didn't see none of the opportunities he had. Because that punch that put him down, had he hit Canelo hard when Canelo was skipping towards him, he could have hurt Canelo. You know, when Canelo's skipping in, he could have swatted down that left and came over with a real hard right. Canelo had no defense for it. He wasn't prepared for it at all. That's the punch that Juan Manuel Marquez actually knocked out Manny Pacquiao with. Same situation. Pacquiao skipping in, and when he caught, Marquez leaned in and smacked him. And Charlo could have did Canelo the exact same thing had he not been in fear mode. Because you're not thinking about looking for an opening in fear mode. You're running for your life. You're running for your life. You're not looking for an opening in fear mode. You're running for your life. So no, I've heard both sides of the arguments, and my take on it was that lion turned into a lamb. That lion proved to be a lamb. And that's just what it is. So on that note, I'm out of here. Like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Until next time, I'm out of here. I'm your boy, Brother Kush, a.k.a. The Blackout. Salam.